Alright guys, welcome back to Fire Emblem Warriors. Last time we met in Fire Emblem Warriors, we met Chrom, Lissa, and Frederick, but we're actually about to do a little bit more of meeting Awakening characters. This time around, we're going to be meeting Cordelia and Robin. Yeah, we're actually meeting the protagonist of Awakening now. You know, you'd think we'd meet Robin first, but no, we meet him second. It actually kind of makes more sense to meet Robin now. I mean, you'd think it, I'm not sure how else they could have done it, but I guess it makes sense to kind of introduce Chrom first, you know, just to give a sense of normalcy again, you know, just give fans something, you know, to, you know, give them a familiar face right at the beginning of this game, I guess. Or in the case of, I also feel like this game this game can be used as a way for people to get into the Fire Emblem series. Through, you know, meeting the Awakening, Fates, and Shadow Dragon characters. And, you know, Chrom is a very widely known character at this point, especially because of Smash. Despite, you know, because at the time, this game came out right before Smash Ultimate was announced, and even when before Chrom was even announced to be in Smash, meaning that Chrom was still kind of being made fun of as the guy who got overshadowed by Robin and Lucina. Oh, yeah. Robin's female right now. I don't know what you're talking about. So, yeah. So, it just sort of kind of made sense to have Chrom be the sort of first character from Awakening. I guess technically Lucina is the first one, but again, I don't think they would have guessed. I mean, I don't know. It's weird to explain. I guess Chrom's the first confirmed face we meet. In terms, I mean, he's the first character to show up. In fact, I think he was the only character to show up in the teaser for this game, if I remember correctly. Like, for the teaser for this game, it was Chrom that was fighting that was being shown off.
Time to change strategy. Thank you, Chrom. You've given me just the opening I need.
I have no idea though if this game accomplished its goal in terms of getting more people into the Fire Emblem series. I'm sure it did, because, you know, I had a lot of friends ask me what's Fire Emblem like, especially when Three Houses came out. So I'm sure Warriors had something to do with, you know, more sales for newer Fire Emblem games, but I'm not sure. Like, I don't remember. I guess I should probably explain how I got into the Fire Emblem series, huh? Awakening. I think that's a safe answer for me. I played Awakening, and it was fun. I liked it. Really fun. Then I went back. No, I've never gone back and played the original games. I don't want to play the older games because I'm gonna be honest here, I'm not a big fan of classic mode. I know that makes me out like a little bitch, but I'm not a big fan of classic mode. I like casual mode because it's just more relaxing that way, and I'm not stressing out about you know, my units dying and me getting screwed over in my save files and having a dead game and having to save scum. I'm not a big fan of that. You know, I'd rather have casual mode where, yes, I lose that character for the battle, but at least I get him back later for another chance. I mean, Phoenix mode from Fates, I will agree, is real bitch mode. That is like baby mode. Like, it is ridiculous. For those who don't know, Phoenix mode is basically your units can die in battle, but they will come back your next turn in the same battle. Not joking. It is ridiculous. I experimented with it not too long ago because I was legitimately curious what it was, and I never lost a battle as a result. In fact, I had it was just so funny. Like, I think the only way you could lose in that game was if all of your units fell in the same turn and you had to start all over. But even then, that never happened to me. There was one point in the final boss battle where I literally just brute forced it. Had Corrin, Takumi, and Azura just all up in the final boss. They all three died every time, and then afterwards they would respawn, the enemy didn't change health, and I would just kill him. Yeah, it is not that hard. I think Echoes gets rid of that. I haven't played Echoes in a long time, so I don't remember. And then I played Three Houses. So yeah, I am a more recent Fire Emblem fan, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I mean, I do think the recent games are really good. I think they do what they intend to do really well. You know, it does, you know, they're a challenge. Well, Three Houses not so much, but that was probably intentional, you know, just to give the, just to let new players into the franchise and have a little more fun than older veterans. Because even I played on survival, I mean classic mode, my first playthrough of Three Houses, and I managed to do pretty well. In fact, I think I only lost like 1 unit and had to end up restarting. And yeah, I have never really seen the game over screen of Three Houses. I've seen the game over screen of Awakening a lot. I have seen that, but I've never seen the, I don't think I never saw the Fates one. Fates is pretty easy. Yeah, if I were to recommend any Fire Emblem games to start with, I would say Awakening, but I will warn you that it can get pretty hard if you're just not good at strategizing. It's a great story though, I will admit it. But I think Fates is a really good one to start with because it's a lot easier to get into. It gives you a little more room to breathe. And Three Houses, of course, because it's the most recent and probably the easiest to get right now. And Fates also has a little bit of bullshit behind it. Specifically with the 3 paths, and you have to pay for all 3 of them. Like because there's technically 3 Fates games. There's Fire Emblem Fates Birthright, which is the Hoshiden path, Fire Emblem Fates Conquest, and then Fire Emblem, which is the Norian path, and then finally Fire Emblem Revelations, which I'm pretty sure is considered the canon path. There's also a bunch of an assload of DLC for it. And I would recommend getting Fates as soon as possible, because once Nintendo closes the 3DS eShop in about 2 years probably, it's over. I mean, I hope they port it to, I hope they do intend on, you know, porting, I would just honestly just take a port of Awakening and Fates. You know, I would honestly just take that over, you know, a remake or anything. Honestly, you don't need to remake Awakening and Fates. You know, but I would take a straight port to Switch any day. I would gladly buy that. Especially Fates, you know, just give us everything in one place. I mean, here's the thing, I have predicted a lot of shit with Nintendo lately. I predicted Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. I predicted Smash Ultimate as an entirety. And the fact that Byleth got into Smash, and people are still pissed at me at that last one. I predicted Metroid Dread. I predicted that, actually. I funnily said to myself, like, an hour before the Direct happened, I said, like, what if it isn't Metroid Prime 4, but Metroid 5? Guess what's announced right after that? And I'm like, oh my god, I was right. I'm still proud of that one. So it is very, I'm not saying that I have inside ears at Nintendo, but I think I do. Or Nintendo's listening to me and they're just messing with me at this point. But I doubt they would port Fire Emblem Awakening and Fates to Switch, as much as I would love them to. And you know what? Throw in Echoes too. What we need is some ports of the older games and stuff like that. You know, let the American players play some of the older games, because a lot of them are really hard to get nowadays. Like, I looked at the Radiant Dawn, actually, yeah, let me look up, because a friend of mine tried to get Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, for himself, because he wanted to play the older games, Braver Man Than Me. Let me see if I can find it. Fire Emblem. Yeah. If you want to get a used copy of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, it is over $300. How much is I'm pretty sure Radiant Dawn is around the same price.
Mission complete. That was the last
Okay, actually it's not that bad, but it's still pretty bad. It's $134 for that. You are honestly better off just emulating those two. And that's the thing I don't like saying, to be honest with you. But, like, okay, here's the thing about me and the whole piracy situation, because a lot of people are very divided on using emulators. I don't care. Okay, I actually had to restart the recording again because I just realized I was on mute for a bit. But anyway, back to what I was saying about emulators. You know, I'm perfectly fine if you're... I mean, it is your decision to do whatever you want. Emulate what you want. You know, just don't care. I don't care. It is your decision. The only time I really hate it when companies get on people's asses is with what the shit Nintendo does when people make a fan game. You know, like, I still hate the fact that they basically sent a cease and desist to the guys who made AM2R. You know, or anyone who makes a fan game. It's just, I understand that you want to keep your IP, but it's not really, like, what people do with fan games isn't really illegal. Like, it's just stupid. Like, I love the fact that Sega, you know, embraces fan projects. You know, they don't really make a big deal about that. And hell, Scott Cawthon did before everyone forced him to retire, but that is a whole can of worms for another day that I don't want to even look forward to, because the only thing I have to say for it is, what the fuck is wrong with you people? You know, you idolize a person, and then the moment you realize they have different views than you guys are more than willing to just ruin that person's life and, you know, dox him and threaten his life because his views don't align with yours. Like, I legitimately feel bad for Scott Cawthon. I mean, I'm not Republican. In fact, I don't give a shit whatsoever. But it's like, what is wrong with you people? Like, it is not like he was doing anything that bad. But that is, again, can of worms, another day, don't care. That is just something else. I mean, yeah. But I will say Security Breach was, it was disappointing. I don't know what I was expecting with it, but I played it, and it was just, I mean, in terms of lore, it's kind of getting interesting. I mean, that's the only reason I play FNAF anyway, is the lore. In fact, I've been reading the FNAF books. I've been I have all the FNAF books. I just need to sit down and read them all so I can, you know, see if, you know, understand what the fuck's going on anymore, because I've been watching Matt Pat's videos and I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about half the time. Like, I mean, I get what he's talking about, but I'm just so confused and actually, like, wanting to confirm if any of it is real at this point. Because, I'm sorry, time-traveling ball pits? There is no goddamn way that is real. But it is, isn't it? Like, it is. It has to be. It's just weird.
Says the world was saved when the Shield of Flames sealed him away. But with Outrealm portals reappearing, the Chaos Dragon may be...
Okay, so now we're actually learning what the significance of the Shield of Flames is. Basically, it is what seals the Chaos Dragon many years ago, yada yada yada. It's basically the MacGuffin of the game. So you have to find these things called Gleamstones from heroes from other worlds, and if you can't guess who's the bearer of the Gleamstones, why don't you take a look at the game case? There you go. That literally, this is another problem I have with this game. The story is a little predictable because of but at the same time, again, kind of makes sense. Don't want to be too complicated for a Warriors game, so I kind of get it.
We're not the hero type.
But at the same time, it's just, yeah.
The chosen one must answer the call.
It's not you, dumbass.
What was that, my sword hand? What is it, Lissa?
Your body. It's all aglow with a blue light, Chrom.
What's happening to me?
You're going to smash, Chrom. Wait, why am I not going?
My lord, is that a Gleamstone?
It's gotta be.
You know, in all honesty, I just thought about this. Frederick would hate the fact that Chrom's in Smash. I'm just being honest here. It'd be funny as hell. God damn. Pretty sure you guys hear me fidgeting. I have like one of these twist tie things from bread or whatever, and I'm just fidgeting with it now.
Incredible. And if we gather them all, we can really save our kingdom?
Yes, I'm sure of it. Let's find the other heroes and get those gleam stones.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, that's basically the whole game in a nutshell. Is we have to find the gleam. So I just like the. I'm sorry, I was just looking at the levels, and I just love the fact that everyone's like there's 89, 100, 100, 50. That's how you know I don't play as certain characters. By the way, is just their level. But yeah, that's it for this part. The next time we meet in Fire Emblem Warriors, we're gonna be continuing on with the Awakening arc. I think we have 2 more chapters in the Awakening arc, and then we're going to be heading towards the Fates arc. But yeah, see you guys next time, and take care.